It's simpler for good-looking guys to attract girls, but it's not that straightforward. Imagine rich people saying money doesn't matter to those who struggle financially. Hold on before criticizing. I'll explain in the video. By the end, it will all make sense. Let's have an open-minded discussion without jumping to conclusions or harsh comments. When it comes to attracting women, being good-looking definitely has its perks. However, it's not a guarantee for success. If not handled properly, it can even backfire. Alright, so it's pretty well known that being good-looking can give you an advantage when trying to attract women, right? It's like having a head start. You don't always have to put in as much effort initially to grab someone's attention compared to if you're not as conventionally attractive. This concept is often emphasized in advice given by experts in dating and relationships. They talk about the importance of making a strong impression within the first 20 to 30 seconds of interaction. It's all about showing confidence and making the other person feel comfortable engaging in conversation with you.
And it is very difficult for a man to even speak to someone that looks like you. But on the other hand, should that be your problem?
Because if you don't manage to do that within that short window of time, you might miss your chance. This approach is particularly effective for guys who may be considered average or below average in terms of looks. The reason behind its success lies in the contrast it creates with the way others perceive your worth. When people initially see you and you appear just average, they might assume you lack high social status or substantial value. They might think you don't have a lot going on. However, if you enter the scene with strong confidence, a pleasant tone of voice, and perhaps a clever pickup line or opener, you force them to see you as someone of higher value. This concept is known as a DHV, or a demonstration of higher value. It doesn't work the same way for attractive guys because they already carry a perceived high value due to their good looks. People might already assume they are abundant in positive qualities. Although not every single person will think this way, a majority likely will. If you're heading into a social situation aiming to be overly energetic, super confident, and armed with clever pickup lines like, "You have the mane of a fine stallion," it might not work in your favor. This approach can come off as strange and clashes with how people perceive your value. However, if you're an average or below average person, taking this incongruent approach can surprisingly work in your favor. For guys struggling with the common advice of being the life of the party or using elaborate pickup strategies, my suggestion is to just take it easy. Relax and be yourself. People might already think you're successful with dating or have a high social status, so there's no need to go overboard. Instead of trying too hard, adopt a calm and collected demeanor. Approach someone with a simple, "Hey, I don't think we've met yet," using good vocal tone and confidence without going over the top. It's about being genuine and not trying to be something you're not, as attempting to be extra might end up working against you in the long run. In the world of dating advice, there's a common technique called cocky funny that gets talked about a lot. It's basically a way of acting where you talk about yourself in a way that's both confident and humorous at the same time. So instead of just being cocky, which means overly confident in a way that can be off-putting, you mix in some funny remarks to make it more lighthearted. Let's break it down a bit. Imagine you're not the most conventionally attractive person. If you were to say something like, "Oh, you're just jealous because I'm so good looking," it's obviously a bit of an exaggeration. But by adding humor to it, like saying it with a smile or a wink, it can actually come across as charming rather than arrogant. The key here is the balance between confidence and self-awareness. You're not pretending to be something you're not, but you're also not downplaying yourself too much either. It's like walking a tightrope between being self-assured and being humble. When it comes to attracting girls, being good-looking can actually be a bit tricky. See, girls are pretty good at spotting guys who might not treat them right, and they're especially cautious when it comes to good-looking guys. So, if you're trying to impress a girl by acting all confident and funny, it might not work out so well for you. You see, being too cocky or funny can actually backfire, especially if you're already good-looking. It's like walking a tightrope. If you go too far, you might end up in the douchebag corner and lose your chance with the girl. So, instead of trying to impress them with your charm, it's better to just be yourself and stay humble. Let them see that you're confident in who you are, but don't overdo it. It's important to strike a balance and not come across as arrogant or too full of yourself. One way to do this is by playing what I like to call the don't up game. This means letting the girl assume that you're highly valued and confident without having to say or do anything to prove it. Just be cool, calm, and collected and let your actions speak for themselves. One way to make a good impression is to use a bit of self-deprecating humor. That means poking fun at yourself in a lighthearted way. For example, if you make a small mistake while reading or talking, you can say something like, "Oops, looks like I need to work on my reading skills." This kind of humor can actually make you more likable. However, it's important to find the right balance. If you make too many jokes at your own expense, it might come across as sad or desperate. This could make the other person see you as having low confidence or status. So, while a little self-deprecating humor can be charming, be careful not to overdo it, especially when it comes to sensitive topics like your income or height. One important thing to remember is how you present yourself, especially if you're considered attractive. It's common to see guys going overboard with their energy when approaching someone. I have a friend who struggled with this because he was trying too hard to be witty and impressive. It's like, did you spend hours planning that opener? That's not necessary. So, a simple and genuine approach like, "Hi, nice to meet you," tends to work much better. Also, women might assume that good-looking guys are only interested in casual relationships, adding to the challenge. It's alright if they initially think that, but if you're genuinely interested in someone, it's important to show it. Take the time to understand her interests and make her feel special. Letting her know that you care about her beyond just physical attraction can make a significant difference. Alright guys, let's break this down into simpler terms. When it comes to dating, it's important to treat the person you're interested in with respect and sincerity. Don't just see them as another conquest, but rather, show them that you genuinely care about them and see a potential future together. Women appreciate feeling desired and pursued, so don't make everything too easy for them. People enjoy the thrill of the chase, so make sure to keep that in mind. Now, I'm not saying this to make anyone feel bad about being good-looking. Being attractive definitely has its advantages in life. However, it's important to recognize that there might be certain challenges that come with it in the dating world. That being said, whether you're considered good-looking or not, you can still find success in dating by focusing on improving yourself and putting effort into personal development. So keep working on yourself, whether it's through style, fitness, or just becoming a better person overall. Remember, success in dating isn't solely based on looks. It's about how you present yourself and the effort you put into building meaningful connections. And at the end of the day, don't stress too much about all of this. Dating should be fun and a learning experience. So take it easy, have fun, and keep growing as a person. Until next time, take care. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe for more insights like these.